Talking about baseball, you also work for the Cleveland. You work with the Cleveland Indians, so you've had a ton of interaction with them, ton of opportunity to interview different players. Who has been one of your favorite players to interview?
Damn. Well, your namesake is one of my favorite, and I know that's like starting a fight with half the people. Man, I got to be honest with you guys, and this isn't a all about me moment, but um, like I just was doing something with CC Sabathia a couple of weeks ago,
Nice.
who I'm about the same age as. I watched grow up here in Cleveland. The first day Francisco Lindor played in his first big league game, we just happened to walk into Tiger Stadium at the same time together. I watched him get out of the cab, grab his AAA Columbus Clippers bag, and literally walked in with him into his first big league ballpark, and just it was happenstance. I watched his career become what it's become. I'm texting with Corey Kluber tonight because he's getting ready to face the Indians for the first time.
Nice.
And I'm only saying that because Michael Brantley is one of my favorite people. I text with him constantly. He's still great friends with Lorenzo Cain, him and Lo Cain. I've watched those two on the field mess with each other because they came up in the Brewers organization, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Tristan McKenzie is just a delight to be here. I can't give you one. Mike Clevenger, who I showed you the broken, is a guy that I love. I watched Trevor Bauer become one of the best pitchers in baseball. Jose Ramirez is my favorite person in the world. I would say that just because his story is beautiful in so many ways. I don't think a lot of Americans get, and I want to say this the right way because I'm proud to be American, but I've been in the Dominican, and to see what a lot of these guys went through, what they come from. Like I hear people in Cleveland go, "Oh, Jose Ramirez is underpaid." Da, 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 da. And yeah, he is.
Mm-hmm.
But when you know what he came from and what life was like for him in the Dominican and where he's from, he gets it. He's a religious dude. He works his tail off. And I've seen him go from a guy that had nothing in the bank, that was giving everything he had back to his family back in the Dominican, to being a multimillionaire, and he hasn't changed one bit. So when you ask me that question, man, I could give you 15 guys, but I'll stay with Jose Ramirez, who I still need an interpreter with. Him and I talk. We have bad Spanglish conversations back and forth without an interpreter. But I just appreciate his struggle, man, and I appreciate who he is and who he is at 7:00 every night. Like they're like I'll give you a perfect example. The Brewers came to Cleveland, and I think they still are backing up over us right now. I can hear the beeps. And Jose Ramirez was supposed to get Sunday off this past week. Team had an off day on Monday, and Jose plays every freaking day. And he's been dealing with some injuries. I'm not allowed to say what the injuries are.
That's fine.
So they kind of told Jose, they were like, "Hey, Sunday is your day off." Well, Saturday night, the Indians got no hit, and I'm sure we'll get to that. And the type of dude that Jose is in a season that we know the Indians aren't going to the playoffs. We know he's already 30-20. He's got 30 double. Like, he's the only player in baseball with 30 doubles, 30 home runs, and 20 stolen bases. He's 7 away from 30 stolen bases. I asked him last night, can you get 7 in the last 18 games? He looked at me and said, hell yeah, I'm going to get 30. So he's going to try to go for 30, 30, 30, which numbers we can, with analytics nowadays, everybody has what numbers make them feel great, right? But that's a tremendous number for a guy that plays like him. But the point that I want to give, Brewers came in and kicked the Indians' tail this past weekend. Saturday night, they play a night game, going into a day game, getaway day, off day Monday. Told him on Saturday when he left, Hosey, we're going to give you tomorrow off. Hosey, because of who he is, showed up Sunday and said, the hell with that. We're off tomorrow. Put me in the lineup. I want these guys to know we don't roll over for anybody. That's Jose Ramirez, and that's why he's one of my favorite guys.
Yeah, and I love that you said that, especially since now it's National Hispanic Heritage Month. Just being able to highlight what he's done, as well as Francisco Lindor and a ton of, and there's so many great Latin players in baseball right now. I can't even name them all, but just being able to highlight one of them, and thank you for mentioning him. So I do appreciate that.
No, let me continue with that. I'm glad you said that. As an African American man that's grown up in America, my dad played a little baseball growing up as well, and we just had Roberto Clemente Day.
Yeah,
and my pops told me about Roberto Clemente. Obviously, I didn't get to see him play. I think it's beautiful what Roberto Clemente stood for, what he dealt with, how he stood up for his people and all people. And I was blessed enough to go to Puerto Rico 3 Aprils ago and go to a game there. and I went to and my wife came, and my wife and I I got chills right now. If you love baseball, take the time to go see a game in Puerto Rico or Dominican Republic. My wife and I looked at each other after 3 innings into the game, and we were like, this is like going to a family reunion. There was so much, like just like the music, just the joy, just the noises, it was beautiful. And I'm lucky enough to work every day next to Sandy Alomar, who had his poster up in my room growing up. He is a beautiful and a great ambassador of Puerto Rico and Puerto Rican catchers. And I'm not trying to get on a soapbox in any sort. But I think what we've seen in baseball would be better for our whole world if we opened our eyes and allowed more people, just because they speak a little different or look a little different. The spice of baseball is much better when we've opened the doors to so many people that have come in from down there. So I didn't do it because of what's where we're at right now. I would have said this to you if it was April, if it was December, but especially in this month, as you said, I'm glad that we were able to bring that point up, because there's a lot of great players. I mean, we did a thing last night on our broadcast last night, Francisco. I want to say we have the most Dominican and Puerto Rican players all at once in Major League Baseball that we've ever had. And I think it's beautiful.
Yeah. My dad was born in Puerto Rico, so I love that.
Dude, this is a different game down there, bro.
Yeah. I always love just the part of baseball where you have guys that, like you said, you still need an interpreter. Some of their teammates do too.
Yeah.
And to have them be out on the field together and still, once the ball's in play, like the language of baseball, everybody gets it.
Todd, you're right. And Todd, the most beautiful thing is this. The baseball language works in the clubhouse, in the bullpen. Like it's amazing, because like you'll go by, like we have a guy named Emmanuel Clase, who's from Dominican Republic, who has a chance to be one of the best closers in baseball. He throws 101 cutter. That's disgusting. And he'll say something, and I'll look at the whitest and white guys on our team. I'll be like, Blake, what did he just say? And he was like, I don't know, but I know he's about to throw a cutter.
Did you say the whitest of white guys was named Blake?
Yeah.
That's so fitting.
It is. But
that's
you're
a very
right.
white guy name.
Tim, Blake, Todd.
Todd.
But you're dead on, Todd. Like, it's a beautiful thing that the game brings so many people together. There's a baseball language, is what I would say.